8 parents walked into court thinking they had the upper hand, but within seconds, everything flipped. The excuses didn't land, the attitude didn't work, and the moment Judge Vonda B stepped in, control was taken back instantly. What happened next? Pure courtroom reality check.
Okay, Mr. Sanchez, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Okay, Your Honor. I'm want to sue her for child support because, you know, my kids are always with me, and she's always at work. You know, she's always working for the hospital. You know, yeah, we said back then that we could do this together as one. I wouldn't so much as far as swapping complete schedules. I started doing overnight shift now, just so I can be there for my kids and everything. And she was supposed to be working for mornings, which she was, but she volunteered for more hours, and even when she's not.
All right, guys, this case starts off like a normal child support hearing, but within seconds, you realize something is very off. You've got a father stepping up, rearranging his entire life just to be there for his kids, while the mother is barely present at all. And what makes this even more intense is that the children themselves are starting to feel that absence. This isn't just about money. This is about responsibility, presence, and choices. And trust me, by the end of this case, the judge is going to make it very clear who failed these kids.
At work, she's just never home. I don't know where she is. She doesn't call us. She doesn't call our kids. My kids are always wondering where she's at. And I myself, sure, she can do what she wants as long as she lets me know where she is for her own safety. But my kids always wonder where she's at. They always, for days at a time, she's never home. And we broke it off several weeks ago. And only with my income alone, I can't really just do it with just me and my kids.
Listen closely to what the father is doing here. He's not just making emotional claims, he's building a strong legal position. He explains how he switched to overnight shifts just to care for his children during the day. That's a major sacrifice, and in court, that matters a lot. Because child support isn't about who earns more, it's about who is actually providing care. And right now, he's clearly establishing himself as the primary parent. That's a powerful foundation, and it's already putting pressure on the other side.
Especially that one has autism. I've always got to take her to the doctor and whatnot. And for these past 3 weeks, I have not seen or heard from her, even as so much as trying to help out with the kids or anything. So I can't get it. I'm surprised she's even here at court today.
This moment hits differently because now we're hearing about the emotional impact on the kids. Days go by without their mother being around, and they're left wondering where she is. That's not just absence, that's instability. And in family court, emotional neglect carries serious weight. Meanwhile, the father is juggling financial pressure, medical needs for a child with autism, and still showing up every day. So the question becomes, if one parent is doing everything, what is the other parent really contributing?
All right. Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to her?
She just, for as long as I can remember, about 2 years now, she's just never been wanting to come home really. And honestly, I've caught her having some painkillers that I would only assume she's taken from the hospital she works at. She's either on painkillers, or sometimes I'll find needles around and whatnot. So I know she works at a hospital, so she's got to get the drugs from there.
Okay. Is there anything else you want me to know?
I just hate that it's really around the kids. The kids find it before I do most of the time.
Oh my.
Yes.
Now the case takes a serious turn. The father brings up possible drug use, missing painkillers, needles found around the house. These are not small accusations. Even if the court doesn't immediately confirm them, they raise major concerns about the children's safety. And what makes it worse is that the kids themselves are the ones discovering these things. That tells the judge one thing very clearly: these children are being exposed to something they shouldn't be.
Ma'am?
I mean, I'm not sure where he's getting this intel from, but that's
obviously
not
the
true.
kids.
I mean,
are you saying your kids are liars?
I mean, they could be. I mean, I'm not sure.
You're not sure because you're not around that much?
I am around. I just have to work all the time. I mean, it's not my fault that, saving lives isn't important to him.
No, I believe it is important to him. I don't think that's what he's saying. He's saying that you're not contributing anything.
I mean, I am though. Like, I feed them or sometimes, and
You feed them? You'd agree with me that that's your responsibility, right?
She brings them fast food and leaves again.
Okay, but it's food though.
But you don't sit there and spend quality time with your kids. You say, here's food, and leave.
I mean, the tablet works just fine. They can just eat and watch the tablet. Like, why is that a problem?
Because
So you want to raise a child off of a tablet? You think that's
I mean,
okay?
they have educational stuff. I don't see what's wrong with it. Like, I need to go to sleep at some point in time.
And instead of addressing those concerns, the mother does something that instantly weakens her position. She questions her own children's honesty. Saying they could be lying in court is a huge mistake. Judges look for accountability, not deflection. Because if you're not even willing to acknowledge what your kids are experiencing, it raises a bigger question. Are you truly involved in their lives at all? This moment right here starts shifting credibility heavily in the father's favor.
Interesting.
me personally, myself, I sit there with my kids and I open a book with them and I help them with their homework. I feed them. I'm not much of a good cook, but I do what I can to put food on the table and spend time with them. It doesn't matter if I lose sleep over it. I mean, that's why I went to overnight.
Changed his shift to
As he
spend more
should,
time
he's
with
a
the kids.
dad.
As you should, you're a mom. The audacity.
I mean, but I have a more important job.
I mean, how many times are you gonna say that? I mean, you have the audacity to say that he's a dad and he should do these things.
This is where the contrast becomes undeniable. The father describes reading with his kids, helping with homework, sacrificing sleep just to be present. Meanwhile, the mother admits she drops off food and leaves them with a tablet. And that right there is the difference between caregiving and convenience. In court, parenting is not measured by quick visits, it's measured by consistent involvement. And right now, that gap between them is becoming impossible to ignore.
But you're the mom and not doing these things. He changed his shift, why can't you?
Because it's inconvenient to me.
I've actually heard a couple times to where she says, I gave birth to him, it's your job to take care of him.
You believe that? Interesting. Wow. No, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. You are going to financially support these children, and I'm going to make sure of it today. And you may want to look into trying to do a shift change yourself so you can spend some time with the kids. I mean, obviously, I can't court order you or force you to spend time with them, but you should want to spend time with the kids. And I mean, considering that one of them...
Now the judge steps in, and this is a turning point. She calls out the double standard directly. The mother says he's the dad, he should do it, but the judge flips it instantly. You're the mom. This isn't about roles anymore, it's about responsibility. And when a judge starts speaking this directly, you can tell patience is running out. The courtroom energy shifts, and it becomes clear. This is no longer a discussion, it's a correction.
Has autism, you should want to spend more time with your kids.
I mean, I get it, but it's too much work having a kid with autism. That's why I just leave it to him, because he's better suited for that.
Right, yeah, no. I'm not about to do this game with you. Since you left a month and a week ago, have you given him any money for the children? I don't need an explanation either. It's a yes or no.
No.
Okay, thank you. All right.
She's actually asked for money instead of given.
Then comes one of the most shocking statements in the entire case. She says having a child with autism is too much work. That single line changes everything, because now it's not just about absence, it's about intentional withdrawal. And courts take that very seriously. Parenting isn't optional based on difficulty. If anything, children with special needs require more involvement, not less. And in this moment, the judge is no longer just evaluating facts, she's evaluating character.
And then you have the nerve to ask for money and the kids are with him?
I mean, he has an obligation to give me support.
You know what? I'm not about to play with you. You came here to waste my time because you have the same obligation to your kids. Should not be paying you anything if the kids are with him majority of the time. If they're living with him, if he is the primary parent, he is tasked with the daily duties of caring for these kids. He shouldn't pay you anything, ma'am. And it is ridiculous that you believe that he should.
Now we move into the financial side, and this is where reality hits hard. She hasn't contributed anything financially, yet she's asking him for support. That's completely backwards. In family law, the parent who has primary custody is usually the one receiving support, not paying it. And the judge shuts that down immediately. This moment confirms what's been building the entire time. She misunderstood her role completely.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. This is what we're going to do. How much money you make a year?
$60,000.
Okay, $60,000. All right, health insurance.
That's about I just have the individual. He has a family one under his plan.
Okay, health insurance. Is it private health insurance? Is the children under Medicaid? What are we doing?
It's Medicaid.
Medicaid?
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to have to pay that back to Medicaid, just FYI, unless you want to put them on private health insurance, which I don't see why you would have a problem with it. You're a nurse. You have access to private health insurance, right?
Yes.
So why did you just get an individual plan when you have a family? That was a question.
Because it's his job to take care of them, and I shouldn't have to spend
You know what?
money.
Don't say that again about what his responsibilities are and what his job is, because you're a mom, period.
I mean, but I didn't sign up for it. Like,
countless times I've told her, yes, it is my job to take care of our children.
And you're
as a
doing
dad.
that.
And I'm doing well beyond.
She's not disputing that you're doing that.
Yes.
The insurance discussion might seem technical, but it actually reveals a lot. She chose to only cover herself, leaving the children out of her plan, and still claims it's not her responsibility. That's not just a financial decision, that's a mindset. And judges look beyond numbers, they look at intent. Right now, every answer she gives is reinforcing the same pattern, avoidance of responsibility.
And I feel
But
like
you're not doing your part.
I feel like I'm always not doing enough for my kids.
I mean, but
and
you
only
also
because I don't
forced
have
me
my
to have
other
the
half.
kids. Like, I don't know why you're doing that.
Because
You don't want to have your kids?
I mean, like, when I was pregnant, I told him I didn't want him because I wanted to go party. And, like, he was just like, no, we got this. And, like, how is it my fault? He wanted them. I didn't want them. So.
But you kept them.
no, we've talked about having kids and we've wanted kids.
I know, but,
once
like,
she
when
got
we were
pregnant,
older,
once she got
not right
pregnant and
now.
she knew she couldn't do what she needed anymore, or really what she wanted anymore, then it was just, oh, this baby's really an inconvenience to our lives.
I mean, but you know
This
what? I
child
like to
support
party.
payment is about to be an inconvenience to you as well, because you're going to pay child support. Get them or not is beside the point. You had them, they are here, they are your responsibility just as much as they are his responsibility. So, $60,000 a year. I have your gross set at $5,000. Your net is.
And then comes the statement that completely seals the case. She admits she never wanted the kids in the first place. In a courtroom, that's devastating, because it confirms everything the father has been saying. This isn't about temporary struggle, it's about a long-term lack of commitment. And the judge responds exactly how you'd expect. Whether you wanted them or not, they are your responsibility. That line defines the entire ruling.
$4,101.87. Medicaid reimbursement based on 9% of your gross is $450. Do you think you can get health insurance through your employer that's cheaper than that for the children?
I mean, I guess. I don't know.
You don't want to look into it?
Not really.
we work for the same company. Yes, she does.
Oh, okay. So this is what we'll do. You just go ahead and pay that, and you can roll your eyes all you want to. I can roll my eyes too. We're just going to have you reimburse Medicaid that full $450. So that brings your monthly child support obligation for 2 children to $1,025, plus the $450 reimbursement to Medicaid for $1,475. Like Dad also requested for you to pay back pay for that month in a week that you left and haven't given the children anything. I'm going to grant his request. So you have arrearages amount of $1,475. That's to be paid at $25 a month. So your monthly child support obligation, including the back pay, is $1,500.
And just like that, the decision is final. The court orders her to pay $1,500 a month, including back pay. No hesitation, no negotiation, just accountability. This case shows one simple truth. Child support isn't about opinions or excuses. It's about who actually shows up for the kids. The father proved it through his actions, and the court backed him completely. If this case surprised you, let me know what you think in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more real courtroom breakdowns like this.
All right, Mr. Clough,
Yes,
you're
Your Honor.
back, except today you're the petitioner. Looks like we found Mom.
Finally found her.
Okay, finally found her. What can I do for you today?
Well, Your Honor, I'm here to get some justice. I think it's time that I get back what I've been giving out.
What do you mean by that?
Money. I've been giving so much money and...
All right, guys, this one starts off calm, but trust me, it escalates fast. A father walks into court after months of raising the kids alone, asking for one thing, accountability. But what unfolds isn't just about money, it's about absence, priorities, and some very uncomfortable truths. You've got a mother who disappeared, a father holding it all together, and a judge who's already seen enough. The real question is, when responsibility gets ignored for too long, how hard should the court hit back?
He hasn't even been here.
Right.
You know?
Well, before we really get started, are the kids in the car with the dog again today?
Kids aren't in the car, Your Honor. The dog got hit, so he's in a doggy wheelchair.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm sorry to hear that about the dog, but the kids are fine.
They are. They're with the neighbor.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure. So, what's been going on? I mean, it's been a few months since I've seen you.
Right.
So, it looks like back when you
Don't
were
look at
here,
me
they
like
had
that.
a... Excuse me?
She just looking at me crazy.
I'll make it easier for you. You focus on me.
Right.
Don't focus. Excuse me.
Sorry, Judge.
Right away, you can feel the tension. The judge isn't just listening, she's controlling the room. That moment where she shuts down the interruptions, that's courtroom authority in action. And here's the key, behavior matters. Judges don't just evaluate facts, they evaluate credibility. So when one party is already showing disrespect this early, it starts shaping how the entire case will be viewed. Ask yourself, if you were the judge, would attitude alone influence your decision?
Don't be sorry, just don't do it. This is your first time here today. And if I remember correctly, you filed the lawsuit on him previously and had the audacity not to show up. So you definitely need to pipe down.
Okay, I chose money though.
Okay, well, you may have, and we're gonna get into that and see how much money you probably are gonna be paying on child support, but we wanna, oh my gosh.
You see? God don't like ugly.
Oh.
You know what? You talking about you?
God don't like ugly.
You know, this happens every now and then when the weather is bad outside.
No,
Things happen in court.
And
Well,
that
no,
evil
the weather
spirit
is bad
that she got.
outside.
You know what? Talk to the
Okay.
judge. Don't direct none over here.
Okay, what she just said is right, all right? But I'm not agreeing with you in the sense that, you know what I mean? Let me tell him to be quiet and talk to me only.
Now this is where things get serious. The father reveals something critical. The kids have been with him for 7 to 8 months, and the mother hasn't paid a single dime. In family law, that's huge. Support isn't optional, it's a legal obligation. And when there's zero visitation and zero financial support, that paints a very clear picture to the court. This isn't just about money anymore, it's about neglect. So the real question becomes, how do you defend that?
I got
All right,
Judge.
Mr. Clough, continue. So, as I was saying, it's been a few months. So the kids have been with you, looks like it's been about 7 or 8 months now.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So in this 7 or 8 months, has mom been paying?
Have you been paying?
Well, no, that's
she
not how
hasn't,
this
Your
works.
Honor.
That's not how this works.
She hasn't been paying. She has not been paying.
Has she at least been visiting with the children?
She hasn't visited the children, but she visited that man in jail that she ran off with.
Oh, the one that was in the car that you
In the
really couldn't
Cutlass,
see?
yeah.
The Cutlass. Oh, yeah, that's right,
Yeah, he got arrested not too long after I saw you for the PPP loan. Is that correct?
No,
That's how she got that.
incorrect.
And just when you think it couldn't get messier, it does. Personal attacks, jail references, even cosmetic surgery gets dragged into the courtroom. But here's the reality, none of that helps her case. Courts don't care about drama, they care about responsibility. And every time she reacts emotionally instead of logically, she's losing ground. This is a classic mistake, turning a legal battle into a personal fight. And honestly, it's starting to backfire.
That's incorrect.
She got what? What's that?
You know, from the last time. She got the booty in the booty.
What they call it something though.
Yeah, the BBL. She know.
Oh,
Why you telling my
People need to know.
people don't need to know nothing. That's for the gram.
Anyway, Your Honor.
I mean, I wanted to know, but you know, we're not here for that. We're not here for that. I'm not
Right.
going to be petty. So, you are seeking to put mom on child support.
I am.
All right, and health insurance. Who's covering? Well, I would assume she's not. Are you covering health insurance? Are they on Medicaid? What's going on?
Well, I wasn't at first, but I got a promotion at work.
All right, congratulations.
I appreciate that.
All right.
I may be a manager at the McDonald's, so I'm making a little bit more, and I was able to put 2 of the kids on insurance, but not all of them that many. So.
All right. So the other ones, what are they doing?
Well, my other job kind of covers that as well.
Okay. All right. So at least all of the children are insured.
They are.
All right. How much is that insurance total for the kids only?
Now, let's talk about the father, because this matters. He stepped up, got a promotion, covered insurance, made sure all kids are taken care of. That's exactly what courts look for: effort, consistency, responsibility. Even if he can't afford everything, he's trying, and that builds credibility. Meanwhile, the court is quietly comparing both parents. One is showing stability, the other still hasn't explained her absence. So who do you think the judge is leaning toward right now?
On McDonald's or the other job?
No, just in total.
It's about $350.
$350. Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to her?
I think that's about it, Your Honor. Just ready to hold her accountable.
Okay.
Boy.
Okay, Miss Daniels.
Yes, Judge. Sorry.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Judge, I'm sorry.
Are you here to be pretty, or are you here to tell me your side of the story as to why you shouldn't pay child support today?
A little bit of both, Judge. I'm
not interested in whether you're here to be pretty or not. That has nothing to do with my ruling. You understand it, right?
I do, Judge.
All right,
But
so
I should be pretty for you.
Well, let's stick to the facts. I could care less how you look.
And here comes the turning point. The judge directly challenges the mother. No distractions, no attitude, just facts. This is where most cases are won or lost. Because once the judge asks direct financial questions, you either answer clearly or you lose control of your own narrative. And right now, she's already struggling to stay focused. That's dangerous in court, because hesitation often looks like hiding something.
Okay, Judge. Let's get to the facts.
Please do.
The fact
and quickly, without all the extra.
Not extra at all. The fact is, Judge, I had these children for 10 years before I put them on your doorstep. He was barely doing anything. That's why I petitioned the court, Judge.
Okay, well, here's the deal. You petitioned.
Yeah.
He showed up. You didn't. I dismissed
I had
it.
an opportunity, Judge. Had to take it.
Okay. And could you do me a favor? Could you, if you're going, I don't allow gum chewing, but if you don't have anywhere to put it, I would suggest
Can I
you
swallow?
at least.
I'm good at that. Yeah.
Okay.
Now you see.
What?
Mr. Clough, Miss Daniels, continue, please.
Well, that's why I petitioned the court. I do apologize for not showing up, Judge, but let me tell you, I came up, you know.
Oh, let's talk about this come up. What kind of come up we talking about?
Now she tries to flip the story, claiming she had the kids for 10 years. And legally that does matter. But here's the problem. She filed a case before and didn't show up. That single decision destroyed her credibility. Courts don't reward inconsistency. If you walk away from your own case, you lose leverage. So even if she had a valid argument before, she weakened it herself. One mistake, and now she's playing defense.
Well, Judge, I met a man who said he can change my life, Judge.
All right, so how financially, did he change this life of yours?
Not too much.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Clough,
I know.
Mr. Clough. We don't know, let's hear her side of the story, because I'm pretty sure she's gonna say some interesting stuff about finance.
Clough don't know nothing. Listen, understand that I got at least, 6 figures in the bank.
Oh, okay.
Had 6 figures in the bank.
You said what now?
Mr. King,
Federal
I'm not, excuse me, Miss Daniels, when I speak, both of you be quiet. Mr. Clough, there will be no more outbursts, okay? I understand you both are frustrated, emotions are high, but let me get through this hearing, okay? Because if I can't get through it, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna reset it. And I know neither one of you wanna pay for court parking again, right?
I don't.
You don't wanna take off your work, right?
Only one of us will be here.
And then comes the come-up story, meeting a man who was supposed to change her life. This is where the judge starts digging deeper, because lifestyle matters in child support cases. If you claim financial growth, the court will test it. And right now, her story feels unstable. Promises, not proof. And when the father hints at 6 figures, now the stakes just went up. Because if that's true, she's about to owe a lot more than she expected.
Okay, but you want some sort of relief, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in order for me to do that, I have to hear the facts. Now, Ms. Daniels, again, continue.
So, like I said,
No, let me direct you really quick. You're getting ready to talk about these 6 figures you have in the bank.
I do.
All right, how much money we talking?
We talking about, 300-400. You know what I'm saying?
Bullshit. Sorry.
I said no more outbursts. It's true.
It's your allergies.
Yeah.
Handle that. You need some tissue?
No. No, thank you.
Okay. Ms. Daniels, that's what you have in the bank. How much money are you making annually?
Well, it kind of just depends on the year and how many promotions I get, how many companies want to invest in me. So it just depends. Anywhere between.
When are you going to answer my question?
Judge, it's a difficult question for me. Because, sometimes I can have a promotion that's $500, or I can have a promotion that's $50,000 plus.
This might be the most important moment in the entire case. The judge asks a simple question: how much do you make? And she can't give a straight answer. That's a huge mistake. In court, clarity equals credibility. The moment you start giving ranges like 30 to 100K, the judge assumes the higher end. Why? Because the court won't let you benefit from being vague. And just like that, her own words are about to cost her.
So,
Ms. Daniels, you know I don't have a lot of time, right? I have other cases I need to get here.
I do understand that.
Right, so you obviously came here to waste my time.
I didn't.
You did, because I asked you a very simple question. On average,
Simple answer.
on average,
On average.
how much do you make in a year?
Judge, I'd like to say maybe about 30 to 100K.
Okay, 30 to 100,000?
Yeah.
So we just gonna take the high end so we can keep this moving, because you came here to waste my time and I do not have time to play with
Oh
you.
my gosh, Judge.
And is this from an employer or are you self-employed?
I
what
am
do we do?
self-employed.
All right.
I do influence.
You influence.
I influence the world.
You clearly aren't influencing. You said the world?
The world.
Well, that doesn't include these 5 children because you don't even go and see them, right?
It's just been the last couple months.
Well,
okay?
no, excuse me. You're influencing everyone but these children that you do not have anything to do with and you do not financially support. You said they were with you excuse me?
It's hot.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
It's getting hot.
She trying to show you.
Now the judge exposes the contradiction, claiming to influence the world, but not supporting her own children. That line hits hard, because family court isn't just about income, it's about priorities. And right now, the judge is making it clear, you can't neglect your kids while building your image. That's not how this works. And the more she talks, the worse it sounds. This is the moment where the entire case starts collapsing.
What she had
The BBL?
done. Yeah.
I'm not interested in the BBL. Let me tell you what I'm about to do. I'm about to make these numbers go BBL, okay?
Judge, can I speak briefly?
Briefly, make it quick.
Quickly, in the last few months, it has been a downtrend due to inflation and all that stuff. People aren't paying as much.
How much was your BBL?
I didn't pay for that.
How much was
that.
it?
And I got more than the BBL. I had tube sock titties, so I got the boobies, then I got the booty, and then I got all that. So he probably paid $35,000,
$1,000?
Yeah, he did.
Oh yeah, let me hurry up and get you out of here with these numbers.
but I didn't pay
You are
that.
about to pay child support. You have 5 children total, or do you have other children outside of these 5 that are under the age of 18?
No, I don't.
Okay,
They're grown.
so just the 5 children, right?
Yes.
All right, so 5 children, that is going to be at the 40%. And you said health insurance was about $350, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So your child support, you're looking at monthly. So with your testimony being on the high end of $100,000, that's what I just based your child support off of. So, I was going to make it higher than that and do it like the $350,000. Then that would make you cap out. But
I think you should do that.
well,
No.
I have to accept her testimony is true, but I don't really think that it's going to help her too much because her child support is still going to be pretty hefty. So I have your gross at $8,333.33.
And here it is, the numbers. 5 kids. 40% calculation. Based on her own highest income claim. This is how courts work. They take your testimony and apply the law. No guessing, no sympathy. And just like that, $2,954 per month. That's the consequence of inconsistency, absence, and poor answers. Notice how fast it happens. Once the judge has enough facts, the decision is swift. This wasn't emotional, it was mathematical.
That brings your net to $6,512.07. So $6,512 times the 40%. That brings your child support amount to $2,604.
Is that a week, Your Honor? Or?
How often are you paid? Are you paid by the day? You paid by the month? How are you paid?
Judge, it just depends.
She just answered my question. That's a monthly amount.
I mean, that's
how
great.
she's
Monthly.
paid, it'll just break down, but the amount is $2,604 plus.
I can give you that.
Plus
You need it.
$350 reimbursement for the children, so that brings your monthly rate to $2,954.
Can the kids stay with him though?
That's right.
The kids will continue to live with him because that's who they live with, and obviously
They can stay.
you care more about a BBL than them.
That's
Right.
not true.
We don't know when she's gonna run off again with the next guy.
No, next guy. I'm good.
It'll be a caprice this time.
I'm good.
Oh, okay. So we're good with the numbers then. Is there anything
Gravy.
further? All right, is there anything further that you want me to know that's related to this?
Judge, briefly about visitation work.
The kids are gonna stay with him and you guys are gonna work that out at a
we don't get
different.
along very well, as you can see.
Well, obviously, but I mean, they need to stay with him and probably see you on weekends if you're so busy.
That's my busiest time, Judge. I can't do weekends. Maybe Monday to Tuesday.
Well, they go to school.
And just like that, it's over. The kids stay with the father. The mother is ordered to pay nearly $3,000 a month, and visitation? Still uncertain. This case wasn't just about child support, it was about responsibility versus excuses. One parent showed up consistently, the other showed up late. And in court, that difference matters. So let me ask you, did the judge get it right? If this case stunned you too, drop your take in the comments, hit like, and subscribe for more courtroom drama like this.
You all may be seated. Okay, Miss Allen, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, basically, my sister came and dropped her kids off 9 months ago and hasn't come back for them.
How old are the kids?
4 and 7.
All right. What do you mean she dropped them off and hasn't come back?
This one's gonna hit hard because what you're about to see isn't just a child support case, it's a full-blown abandonment situation. One sister steps up and raises 2 kids for 9 months, while the mother walks away like she has no responsibility. But the real shock, it's not just what she did, it's how casually she explains it in court. And trust me, the judge is not having it.
Well,
I mean, tell me the story. Like, what
so for
happened?
one summer, she just, called and said, hey, would you like your niece and nephew for the summer? And I said, sure, So I took care of them because I know she works hard and she, is, attending school at night. And I don't have any kids, so I, volunteered to help out. But she hasn't come back for them, nor does she give any financial support. So I'm here.
Okay.
Right away, you can feel the emotional weight here. This isn't a bitter custody fight. This is a caregiver asking for basic support after stepping up. Legally, this matters a lot. When someone takes full responsibility for children long-term, the court can absolutely step in and enforce child support, even if it's a family member. But here's the real question. Did the sister expect this to turn into permanent responsibility?
And you want your sister to pay child support to you for her 4-year-old and her 7-year-old?
Yes.
Okay. Are these boys, girls?
The older one's a girl and
Okay.
the younger one's a boy.
Okay. What about health insurance?
She pays the health insurance.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to her?
I love my niece and my nephew, and I don't necessarily want to keep them from her, but if she needs my help and I can help, then I want to, but I need her help also. So
All right.
that's it. You know, I'm not trying to be ugly or malicious to my sister. I want her to do well. I just need help.
Understand? Okay.
Notice how calm and respectful the sister is. She's not attacking, not blaming, just asking for fairness. And that actually strengthens her case. Courts look closely at intent and stability, and she's showing both. She didn't take the kids out of conflict, she took them out of love. But now reality hits. Love doesn't pay bills. So the court has to step in and balance emotion with legal responsibility.
Okay. Ma'am, what is the reason that you dropped your children off with your sister and haven't been back to get them?
I just decided that I don't want to have kids.
Excuse me?
I don't want to have kids.
Yeah, well, you already had them, so they're yours. Your sister is raising them. Don't you think you should want to get them back? Or you don't want kids at all? You don't want the responsibility, anything?
No, I just don't want to have kids anymore.
And here it is, the moment that changes everything. The mother straight up says, I don't want to have kids anymore. That's not confusion, that's a decision. And legally, you don't get to just opt out of parenthood like a subscription. This is where the judge's tone shifts, because now it's not about misunderstanding, it's about accountability. What would you do if you heard this in court?
Okay, interesting. Now, what about the financial part of it? What about paying your sister child support to take care of your children? I mean, you don't want them, you're not raising them. They've been with her for the past 9 months. So wouldn't you say it's fair to give her some money for them?
I don't really have it. I only make like $40,000 a year.
But you're making money, okay? Do you live alone?
Yes.
You live alone, you make $40,000 a year. She said you pay health insurance.
Now she tries to pivot to finances. I only make $40,000. But here's the reality. Child support isn't optional based on comfort. It's calculated based on obligation. The moment you earn income, the court expects contribution. And notice how the judge starts digging deeper. Lifestyle, living situation, priorities. Because sometimes it's not about what you earn, it's about what you choose to prioritize.
And I go to school at night.
Okay, well that's good. You don't want to, what are you going to school for? Let me ask you this first.
For fashion.
Fashion, okay. You plan to make a lot of money with that?
Hopefully one day.
Do you intend on getting your kids back at some point?
I mean, I don't know. I just know how I feel right now, and I just don't want to have my kids. I just want to focus.
Let's talk about that. Did you just wake up one day and say, I don't want to have kids anymore, and I'm going to send them, make it seem as though I want my sister to keep them for the summer, when really I'm just going to drop them off and never pick them back up? Like, how did you get to that point?
This part gets interesting because the judge starts connecting the dots. Career focus, school, independence, all valid. But abandoning your kids for it? That's where it breaks. And then comes a subtle question about relationships. Was this decision influenced by someone else? Because in court, motivations matter. And right now, her story isn't fully adding up.
It just kind of happened, and it
kind of just happened? Are you dating someone?
No.
Were you dating?
Yes.
Did they have kids?
No.
They didn't want your kids around?
I mean, not necessarily, I just...
So was that what started this? You not wanting your kids because the person you were in a relationship with really didn't want your kids around?
Well, no. It's just, I just want to focus on my school, and I work, and so that's like my whole day.
Now you see the pressure building. The judge isn't just questioning her actions, she's questioning her mindset. You just woke up and decided this. That's powerful, because parenting isn't temporary, and the more the mother explains, the less it makes sense. This is the turning point where the courtroom energy shifts from confusion to disbelief.
You have to understand why this is hard for me to process, right? You know, because myself, I'm a parent, and I'll do whatever for my kids. That includes career, whatever. So to be sitting across from you and you're very adamant about that, it's really shocking for me. So you'll have to excuse me if I seem a little taken back. It's not making sense, ma'am. What it sounds like to me is that you ditched your kids because of the relationship that you previously had. You're no longer with that person.
Right.
Which means you can go get your kids again, right?
Well, now they've just been there so long, it's maybe what's best. And
This is one of the most emotional moments. The judge speaks as a parent, not just a legal authority. And that matters, because sometimes judges bring real-life perspective into the courtroom. She's basically saying, no matter your career, your children come first. And that contrast between responsibility and convenience is exactly what's driving this case.
Well, 9 months is a long time in the sense that you go without seeing them and taking care of them, but you can still make it right.
It's easier, apologies, to just, outburst, but it's just easier for her, for me to have them, basically.
And this is what you're okay with doing?
yeah.
Okay. All right, so this is what we're going to do. You said you make $40,000 a year. Health insurance, how much was that?
$80.
$80, okay. And that $80, that's for both of the children?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, the sister finally speaks up emotionally, and you can feel it. She's not just helping, she's carrying the full weight. And the mother? She's comfortable with that. That's what shocks the judge the most. Because legally, you can't transfer responsibility without consequences. This isn't babysitting anymore. This is full-time parenting without support.
All right, so this is what we're gonna have you do. We're gonna have you continue to pay the health insurance, at least make sure the kids stay insured, okay? And you have to keep working because you're gonna pay your sister child support. You understand that, right?
But I don't make enough.
Did you think you were gonna come in here, not take care of them, and not pay child support?
Well, I just think
I need to hear this.
they're doing okay and she can do it.
Right, but she needs financial support. Your sister doesn't have any children. You dumped 2 kids on her. And the fact that you think that is okay is unacceptable. 2 kids on her and you don't even want to pay for them. But what did you think we were doing here today?
Here comes the reality check. The judge breaks it down clearly. You drop 2 kids on someone and expect nothing? This is where the court draws a hard line. Because child support isn't punishment, it's protection for the children. And now the judge is forcing her to admit the obvious. She should be paying. Sometimes the court doesn't ask. It makes you face the truth.
You think I'm sitting up here so you can waste my time?
No.
Okay, so you'd agree with me you should be paying your sister something, right?
Yes.
Okay. When do you graduate from school?
In May of next year.
Okay. Where are the children's father?
I don't know.
For both, or, do they have the same father?
No.
Okay, so where is the 7-year-old's dad?
He's somewhere, I don't know. I don't really know.
What about the 4-year-old?
He's present sometimes. He comes around.
Are you okay?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, you understand what's going on here today, right? I just want to make sure that you're completely aware of everything that's going on.
This part shows how serious the situation is. The judge walks her through every detail: income, understanding, responsibility, making sure there's zero confusion. Because once that order is given, there's no excuse later. And notice, the father isn't even in the picture. That makes the mother's responsibility even heavier. No backup, no escape.
Today, you're gonna walk out of this courtroom today paying child support to your sister. You understand that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you don't understand, I need you to tell me you don't understand, okay? So we're clear, you understand.
Yes.
Okay, so you said you make $40,000 a year, giving you credit for health insurance that bring your gross to $3,253. Your net, $2,798. That's 25% for 2 children. That brings your child support to about $699.50. We're gonna round it up to $700. That's what you will pay your sister monthly.
I just don't think I can afford it. I have to pay for school, and that's really what my priority is right now.
Well, your sister's priority is to take care of your children, not her children, your children. So as long as she's in the position that you put her in, you're going to have to make it work. You graduate next year, you can find a job, a better paying job than what you have now, right? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, so then there's no confusion. Do you have any other questions?
No.
Are you upset with her?
No.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure because I don't believe she did anything wrong. Miss Allen, do you have any other questions?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
You're welcome. If there's nothing further, you all...
And just like that, the decision is final. $700 a month. Not based on what she wants, but based on what she owes. The judge makes it clear you don't get to walk away from your kids and chase your career without consequences. Meanwhile, the sister walks out with support, but also a responsibility she never asked for. So now I want to ask you, did the judge go too hard, or was this exactly what needed to happen? If this case stunned you too, drop your take in the comments, hit like, and subscribe for more courtroom drama like this.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Good to see you back.
Good to see you.
Okay, all right. And the last time you were here, we were here for your daughter. You had both her children.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who is this?
This is my youngest daughter, Kayla, and we have her kids now, so we're trying to somehow get some more income because she's not giving us really nothing. And we just...
You all are just that great of grandparents. Your children want to leave their children with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, they did such a good job raising me, they might as well.
Excuse me, Miss Paul.
All right, guys, this one is messy from the very start. A young mother leaves her newborn baby with her own parents, and now those grandparents are in court asking for child support. But what makes this case explosive isn't just the money. It's the attitude, the excuses, and what she says about her own child that shocks the entire courtroom. Trust me, this one escalates fast.
Give me an opportunity to speak with your parents, and I promise you I will come over here to you, okay?
Got it.
Okay.
I think my mama always been jealous of me, honestly, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day.
Sounds like y'all need therapy court instead of support court.
Jealous of her?
That's what she said.
Is that why you went missing for a year and a half?
Missing?
I was taking care of business.
At 16?
Yes.
What kind of business at 16?
You know what? Let's
Anyway.
finish this business.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
With the
They all
child.
up in my business.
Well, you started it, but I'm going to continue it from here, okay? All right.
I believe
Mr.
she
and
don't
Mrs.
have
Paul.
any business.
Right here, you can already feel the tension building. The judge is trying to keep control, but the daughter immediately shifts the conversation into personal drama, jealousy, past issues, emotional distractions. And this is important because in court, once you start avoiding the main issue, it usually means one thing. You don't have a strong defense.
Since we have her child
Okay.
living with us,
How old is this child?
what is he, 6 months now?
6 months, yeah.
Oh, it's a newborn.
Yeah,
You left your newborn baby with your parents?
every day.
Well, I mean, people make mistakes, and
So
I'm trying to
he's a mistake?
Wow.
You knew what you
pretty
were doing.
much. If I could take it back, I would, honestly. But
If you could take what back?
Really?
everything that's happened over the last year and a half.
So you were pregnant within the last year and a half. Are you speaking about taking that back?
Now this moment is wild. The judge asks a simple question about the baby, and somehow it turns into the child being called a mistake. That's not just emotional, that's dangerous in a courtroom setting. Because judges don't just hear words, they judge responsibility. And right now, she's digging herself deeper.
Yes, it was a mistake. People make mistakes all the time.
Our grandchild is not a mistake, okay?
I'm
You're
going
right.
to
I love
I'm
him.
going to act like you did not
love
just say
him?
that.
Yes.
I'm going to act
Show
like
it.
you did not just say that.
Wow.
And we're going to move forward with what's going on today.
Okay.
The reality is that you have a 6-month-old baby boy who you passed off to your parents. Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. They're here today because they want you to pay child support for your son.
Okay. In my defense, they like set up the baby shower and all of that. I never
What does
signed up
that
for any of
mean?
that. And
What?
at the baby shower, they let me
What?
know that if it was anything that I need, they would be there.
Right.
And I need them right now.
Wait a
and
minute.
So they should be here.
Hold on.
Excuse
Let's
us?
rewind. Mrs. Paul, give me 1 minute, okay? Give me 1 minute. Let's rewind something.
This is where the legal reality hits. The judge clearly separates two things: help versus responsibility. The grandparents offered support, not to become full-time parents. And this is a key legal principle. No matter how much help is offered, the biological parent is always financially responsible. There's no escaping that.
They threw you a baby shower and told you whatever you needed, they would be there to help, right? Not to, is that a yes, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Okay. They said they would be there to help, not necessarily take parentage away from you for your child. You understand that, right? They're grandparents. They're not parents.
Exactly.
Yes.
So don't you believe you should be financially supporting your baby boy while he's with your parents?
Now listen carefully. She tries to justify everything by comparing herself to her sister. This is a classic mistake. In court, comparison doesn't matter. Only your responsibility does. And instead of taking accountability, she's shifting blame again. That's exactly the kind of behavior that makes judges go harder.
Hello.
I do, but at the same time, y'all doing it for Christy. Why can't you do it for me?
Well, and you think that's right?
That had nothing to do with that.
I mean, it's only fair.
So because
Life is
they
not
have
fair.
your sister's children, they should take in a new baby?
I only had 2 of my own kids.
Well, you gonna do
Now
whatever.
I honestly think that it's only fair.
How? Make sense of that.
Fair?
Mrs. Paul.
I'm
Mrs.
trying.
Paul.
I'm actually trying.
Hold on 1 second, Miss Paul. Mrs. Paul. You're asking some great questions, but they should come from me, okay?
I'm sorry, man. I'm
Just,
sorry, Your
just
Honor.
give me a minute.
Okay.
Just give me a minute. I understand the frustration. You all are grandparents. I remember correctly, Mr. Paul retired.
Yes, ma'am.
This part really shows the generational frustration. The grandparents are retired, expecting to enjoy life, and suddenly they're raising another child. The judge understands their pain, but still gives the daughter a chance to explain. And notice this, the judge is calm, but the patience is running out.
And you all have inherited a newborn baby, so I can definitely understand the frustration. But
yes,
just
ma'am.
give me a moment to get your daughter's side of the story here, okay?
Okay, yeah, because I should be living my best life right now.
You say that, baby.
Traveling, seeing the world.
I do not necessarily
changing
disagree
diapers.
with that. Whether they act like they have money or broke, the point is that they have raised you and your sister. They should not be raising you and your sister's children.
Yes, ma'am. I hear that, but I'm actually trying. I graduated high school.
Congratulations.
I'm in residency school.
Congratulations.
And Christy, on the other hand, who?
We're not talking about her.
knows what
Excuse
she's
me,
doing in-
excuse me, we're not talking about
Okay.
Christy. We're here to talk about you. Let's blame or anything on her. First of all, she's not here to defend herself.
Right.
Secondly, we're talking about a newborn baby here that belongs to you. So,
Yes, ma'am.
congratulations for graduating high school, being in school,
A year later.
but you're a parent now.
Now this is where things get serious. She says she wants to live her best life while her newborn is being raised by her parents. That right there flips the entire case emotionally, because now it's not about struggle, it looks like choice. And courts are very strict when responsibility is ignored by choice.
I'm there.
You're a parent now. And that's where I come in to make sure that you financially take care of this child.
Thank you.
Especially since the child doesn't live with you.
Exactly.
And hasn't lived. She only kept him for a week.
A week, Your Honor.
Miss Paul, is that true?
Well, I had to get back to school.
So the answer is yes.
I'm out here trying to save lives. I mean, yes, but
But you're not trying to save your own baby's life?
Exactly.
What make that make sense?
when I have the time, I see him.
When? When's
Yeah,
the last
when?
time you came and seen
I was
him?
just there last week.
After
For
what, a
5
month?
minutes?
That's besides the point. I
I will make time.
How is that beside the point?
This is their first time bringing up the time situation to me. So when it becomes a problem and they let me know, then I will make time.
Okay, but it's your baby. This is a baby.
And here comes the biggest contradiction. She claims she's trying, but admits she only kept her baby for 1 week. 1 week. That destroys credibility instantly. Because in family court, actions speak louder than anything else. And right now, her actions are not matching her words at all.
A 6-month-old needs a lot more time, attention, feeding,
I don't have that.
diaper
That's why
change.
I gave him,
Well, you didn't give him. You
Gave?
left.
well, that's why he's with you all, because you all have time.
We don't have
You're
time.
retired. You have nothing but time.
We want to travel.
And live.
Well, take him with y'all.
Miss
He's
Paul,
6
Miss Paul,
months
Miss Paul,
old.
Miss Paul.
Ma'am.
Your parents came in here not to waste my time.
Thank you.
You obviously, with everything you're saying, is wasting my time because it's making 0 sense. 0. Do
Who's
you
the
know
daddy
how many
anyway?
parents have gone to school? Excuse me,
can't
I'm
speak
talking
on
to you. Address me.
I'm sorry. Yes.
Do you know how many parents have gone to school and have raised minor children? It happens every day, every single day. So you're not doing anything that's special.
The judge snaps into full control here. She shuts down every excuse and reminds her of a simple truth. Millions of parents go to school and still raise their children. So this "I'm busy" argument, it doesn't work. And once a judge calls out your logic like this, the outcome is almost already decided.
But since you're choosing this route, then your parents have to do what they have to do and make sure that you're at least financially supporting these children. Now, how much is it that you're making?
I make about $48,000 a
What?
year. Yeah.
They didn't even know you were making this kind of money?
I mean,
Answer
they're
the
not
question.
one signing my
It's a
check.
yes or a no.
No,
You didn't tell your parents you're making this kind of money.
I didn't feel like I had to,
Why would you feel like that?
because it's my name that's on the check and not theirs.
You know what? Let me move over parents for
Okay.
1 second.
This little selfish little girl of ours. Oh my Lord.
What is this about? What type of relationship do you all have?
Well, we thought it was pretty good, but evidently it's worse off than I thought. I mean, we raised her to be a better person, but evidently she went off track somehow.
Now, this is the turning point. Her income gets revealed, $48,000 a year, and her parents didn't even know. That changes everything, because now it's not just neglect, it looks like hidden responsibility. And in court, hiding financial truth is one of the fastest ways to lose sympathy.
But
Probably that year she went astray. That
probably,
year and a half.
yeah.
Okay.
She went astray for a year and a half
But
when
you're-
she was 16.
What I want to know is who's the father? I mean, what is the father doing? I mean,
You know, that is a good question, Mr.
mean-
Paul. Where is this child's father?
Do you even know who
Probably
he
in
is?
Hawaii with his wife or something.
What?
Oh,
I mean,
Why?
it was a mistake. I said it was a mistake.
okay. Now
Don't call
it's
him
making
a
sense
mistake.
now.
Call what you did was a mistake, but the
Exactly.
baby is not a mistake.
exactly.
Okay.
The only
Well, the mistake
boy
led
in the
to
family.
the baby, so kind of all sound like a mistake to me.
Okay,
But-
well, you know what? I'm not going to mistake these child support numbers once I give them to you, okay? Now, you said you make about $48,000 a year, is that correct? All right, so that brings your gross to $4,000, making your net $3,356.08. Do you have any other children?
No,
Okay.
I don't know.
don't.
Mr. Paul, what was that?
Trust me, I don't, and I
I
don't
don't
plan
know.
on it.
She may have some more that we don't know about. So
Okay. Well, hopefully, if that's the case, you all do not have to take those kids in either.
thank you, Your Honor.
Miss Paul, I mean, that was.
And then comes the final blow. The father is gone married, completely out of the picture, which means all responsibility shifts directly onto her. No backup, no excuse. Legally, this locks her into full financial accountability. At this point, the judge has everything needed to rule.
This is ridiculous. You left that baby with your parents do not provide any financial support, and then have the audacity not even to tell your parents how much money you're making. That's just wrong.
I didn't even think that I had to tell them how much money comes into my account.
No ma'am, wrong. And I'm not going to sit up here and play like you're not. I'm telling you to your face, you're wrong. So, net is $3,356.08. Who can, never mind. How much is health insurance for this baby?
It's like $250.
$250.
For the baby alone?
Yes.
Okay, all right. All right, so we're also gonna make you reimburse health insurance of $250.
Excuse me?
That oh, did you not hear me? You want me to say it a little louder? It's $250 for a health insurance reimbursement, plus your child support obligation of $671.
Yes.
That brings monthly child support to $921.
And just like that, the decision hits hard. Over $1,000 a month in child support and back pay. But more than money, this case was about accountability. The judge made one thing clear: being a parent isn't optional. You can walk away physically, but legally, you're always responsible. If this case shocked you too, drop your opinion below. Do you think the judge was fair? And don't forget to like and subscribe for more real courtroom drama like this.
Ms. Lopez,
Yes, ma'am.
you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Judge, I have a really great daughter. However, we have a kind of a bad situation. My daughter seems to be so busy sometimes that I think she knows she's a mom, but she kind of...
All right, guys, this one is messy. A mother is taking her own daughter to court, not over drama, but over money, child support. But here's the twist. The grandmother is raising the baby while the daughter builds her future. So the real question is this sacrifice or responsibility being ignored?
has other responsibilities that she's kind of putting in the forefront of everything. And so it's the last 2 years it's kind of gotten difficult for me. I have one baby girl, her name is London, and she's almost 2, and my daughter is trying to go to college, work, be a mom, and everything else that she wants to be. And so it's just gotten to a point where it's kind of ridiculous because I need some assistance financially, and unfortunately I'm not getting it.
Okay. All right, and...
Right away, you can hear the frustration. The grandmother isn't denying love, she's questioning balance. Legally, this is important, because when someone is consistently providing care, the court starts seeing them as a financial contributor, not just family helping out. And that changes everything.
Ma'am.
So I am a full-time student, college student.
Okay.
So I'm spending most of my times, at nights going to, but on top of that, I also work for the university during the day.
What do you do?
I'm actually an intern, full-time intern for the psychology program.
Is that a paid position?
Yes, it is.
How much are you paid?
Well, I just got a promotion.
That's
to
good.
50,000.
Okay.
Yeah. I just feel like...
Now this is where things shift. The daughter reveals she's making $50,000 a year. That's not struggling income, that's stable. In court, income changes everything. Because once you can pay, the law expects you to contribute, no matter how busy life gets.
I work, all day. I go to school at nights. I don't come home.
Congratulations. We all work all day.
Yeah, I don't get home until like midnight, and I don't really see why it's a problem that my mother, the grandmother of my child, has to...
Well, because I'm not the one that got pregnant on prom night. You wouldn't be having this problem.
Okay.
That wasn't my decision.
Okay, but you're my mother, right? So you always said you wanted a grandchild, didn't you?
I had one child, yes.
And boom, emotions explode. The mother brings up the past, prom night pregnancy. That's not just a jab, that's context. She's saying this responsibility didn't start today. But here's the real question. Should past mistakes define present obligations?
I wanted a grandchild, but it would have been nice if you would have got married first and had someone to share the responsibility with, not me.
I can't do it by myself, though.
You're not doing it by yourself.
I'm trying to use that money, right? So that way I can pay for my tuition for college.
Well, I can appreciate that, honey, but you know what? Your main responsibility is being a mom.
I agree with your mom. This is your child, and you said something very key while you were talking. You said grandmother. You're her child. She raised you. It is not her responsibility to raise your child.
Right.
It is your responsibility.
This is the judge stepping in with pure clarity. She draws a line. Grandmother is not the parent. Legally and morally, the responsibility sits with the mother. And this is where a lot of people get it wrong. Help is optional. Responsibility is not.
I just feel like I don't really have to owe her anything.
You don't feel like you should pay your mother? If your daughter were going to daycare, you would be paying the daycare, right? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you feel like they should be paid? They're taking care of your child, looking after your child, changing diapers, feedings. They should be paid, right?
Right.
Your mother is doing everything I just named, correct?
Now the judge uses a simple but powerful comparison, daycare. If you'd pay a stranger to care for your child, why not your own mother doing the same work? That logic hits hard because it removes emotion and replaces it with fairness.
Yes.
So it logically follows that she should be paid too, right?
Yeah.
So what's your issue?
Well, she uses her money for the school loans, and I can appreciate that she doesn't want to have school debt.
Right.
But
yeah,
now that she's
thing.
making more money, she's going to have to give me a little bit of that. They live with me. The house is paid. We don't have that bill. So I know she wants to be responsible and not have any debt, but you know, mommy doesn't need to be having no debt and worried about diapers and all that too. And she does try to help, but it's just not enough. And now that she's got a promotion, I feel like she needs to take a little bit more responsibility. I've done everything I can, sweetie.
The grandmother isn't asking for luxury. She's asking for balance. Notice what she says. She's already covering housing, bills, and childcare. In legal terms, she's carrying the financial burden. And courts don't ignore that. They redistribute it.
You know that I'm a double major, right?
I know that, sweetheart. But like I said,
I can't afford
London
to
is
do
important.
that. I know she is. That's why I leave her with you.
Well, just like I did a good job with raising
I
you.
leave her with you, and you leave your child with your mother. I believe that your mother should receive some sort of financial assistance.
I feel like I give something back by being in school. You know, once I do get that education,
What are you
that
giving
degree,
back by being in school?
I'm giving her.
What are your plans after school?
Well, I'm majoring also in psychology, so I
Okay.
planned on opening my own clinic, doing a clinical psychologist, and then from there I could, you know, take care of my own daughter by then.
Here's the daughter's mindset. I'm investing in my future. And that sounds valid, but the court sees something else. A child doesn't pause life while you build yours. Responsibility runs in real time. So the question is, can ambition excuse absence?
I just right now need
And
some
move out?
assistance. Yeah, move out.
And your mom still takes care of the baby?
No, I could take care of the baby by then. I just need a little bit of help
You
and
can take care
assistance.
of the baby by yourself now.
Thank you, Jen.
So I'm still not hearing what your issue is.
My issue is just,
Because she's your mom, you don't believe you need to pay her something.
that's what I thought.
Because if you think about it, you really don't live there. You're just going to sleep. Mom is taking care of the baby. You'd agree with me, right? If you're coming in at midnight, the baby is with your mom all day.
This part is subtle, but powerful. The judge points out she's barely even present. Coming home at midnight, missing daily care that matters. Because legally, who provides daily care often carries weight in financial decisions too.
You're literally coming to the house, not seeing the baby, because if it's at midnight, the baby is asleep, I'm assuming.
Right.
And you're going right back out
I
to go
tuck
to
her
school
in.
and work.
I tuck her in.
She's already tucked in, so you just pull the covers over a little higher.
I give her a
That's what you
kiss
do?
goodnight.
She wakes her up.
You wake up the baby at midnight.
Just so I can give her a kiss, you know, read her little stories, so that way there's some sort of bonding between us, since I do work, you know, all night long and go to school and all that.
Oh, well, that's nice. But what's going to be nicer is you're going to give your mother some of that money for taking care of your child, because she is footing the bill. She's taking care of everything. And if you think about it, technically you're not even living with her. You're only staying there at night for a couple of hours.
And now the reality check. The judge flips the perspective. You're not even living there, you're just staying there. That line hits because it exposes the truth. The grandmother isn't helping. She's basically raising the child.
and the baby is with your mom. And I'm assuming this happens on the weekends too?
No, on the weekends she does stay home, and you know, she does help. And like I said, she does like that. She's like not like that girl that goes clubbing and stuff. She does take that responsibility serious.
Yes.
Her job and school, and now she's going to work full time. Now she's going to be working more with the promotion.
Right, 'cause I got
So,
that promotion.
you know, that kind of leaves us with a little extra money and no time, because we hardly had any time now. I can't even imagine what it's going to be like.
Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to start your child support so you can at least give mom some sort of assistance. Now, at the time that you move out of the house and you have the child on your own 100%, mom is not babysitting. Mom is not, well, not even babysitting. The child is living with your mom.
Okay.
If the child is no longer living with your mom, your daughter is with you 100% of the time, then you can.
Here comes the ruling, and it's clean, structured, and final. Child support is ordered, not punishment, but balance. And the condition is clear. Once the mother fully takes over responsibility, payments stop. Until then, support is mandatory.
Come back and see me to stop child support at that time.
Okay.
But until that happens, mom is going to receive some sort of financial break, essentially,
Right.
until that time happens. It's going to be based off your income, and you just said that you make $50,000 a year now. So at $50,000 a year, that brings your gross to $4,167. Your net is $3,516.78. There is a reimbursement to Medicaid. Now, you are working full time. You have access to health insurance now. Your health insurance is cheaper than that for your daughter only. So what I'll do is order you to be responsible for that health insurance and give you a credit of $100 towards the health insurance, okay?
Okay.
So that'll make your monthly child support obligation $803.
And just like that, reality sets in, $803 a month. Not because the court is harsh, but because responsibility has a price. This case wasn't about love, it was about accountability. So what do you think? Was the judge fair or too strict? Drop your take below, and if this case hit you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more real courtroom drama.
You all may be seated. Let's see. Ms. Laura,
Yes, ma'am.
you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I'm trying to get my baby back.
Okay.
I have two babies,
Okay.
and I just had another baby with my boy. He's not my boyfriend anymore, but he hit my first baby, so Houston got to take him, and I want him back because I'm not with that boyfriend anymore.
So Houston took the baby, or you lost the baby?
All right, guys, this case right here is messy from the very first second. A mother walks into court saying she wants her child back, but what she's about to admit completely changes everything. We're talking about abuse, lost custody, and judge who's already spotting contradictions. The real question is she here for her child, or something else entirely?
Either way, Houston has the baby, and I want it back.
No, it's not either way. It's you lost the baby. So did somebody intervene and take the baby away from you? And
Yes,
give the baby?
ma'am. They took the baby and gave him to Houston.
Okay.
And I want him back.
Okay. And you have a new baby with your boyfriend?
Not ex-boyfriend, ex-boyfriend.
So you guys are no longer together?
Correct, ma'am.
How old is this new baby?
How old's the new baby?
Now pause right here. She admits the child was taken because of an abusive situation involving her ex. That's serious, but here's the twist. The child has already been living with the father long-term. In family law, stability matters more than promises. So the moment she says, "I want my baby back," the judge is already thinking what's best for the child, not what's convenient for the parent.
Yes.
Like 8 months.
And you're done with him after 8 months?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I was done with him like 10 months ago. The baby's 8 months.
Oh, okay. So before the baby was born?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he come to the birth of the child?
No, I didn't want him around.
Okay. All right. So you now want...
This is where things start falling apart. She says the child has been living with him the whole time, but still expects child support once she gets custody. That's a huge red flag. Courts don't reward hypothetical situations, they deal with reality. And right now, the reality is simple. He's been the primary caregiver. So legally, her argument is already losing ground fast.
To get custody back from...
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
From Houston.
Who does the baby live with?
Me.
The baby? No, my baby lives with me.
No, not your child. How many children do you all have between you?
Just one.
Just one. And the child lives with him?
Yes, ma'am.
And you want the baby back?
Yes, ma'am.
How long has the baby lived with you?
The baby has been living the whole time.
Oh, okay. And how old is this child?
5.
5. Oh. And you expect to get child support?
Yes, ma'am.
And the child has been living with him for almost...
Watch the judge carefully here. She's not just confused, she's calling out directly. You can't walk into court and rewrite history. The child has lived with the father for 5 years. That's not temporary. That's established custody in practice. So when a judge says this doesn't make sense, she's really saying your legal position doesn't exist.
It's a boy or girl?
Boy.
His whole life?
Yes, ma'am. Well, when I get my baby back, I want child support, yeah. He makes way more money than I do. I want my baby back and I want child support.
I'm sorry, you have to excuse me because nothing you're saying is making sense right now. You came to court to ask me to give a child back to you that was taken, that's 5 years old, that's pretty much lived with this man the entire time that he has been.
Here comes the emotional argument. My ex was abusive. I'm not with him anymore. And that matters, but not the way she thinks. The court looks at what actually happened, not what could have happened. The child stayed with the father consistently. So the judge is weighing stability, safety, and continuity. And right now, all of that points away from her.
Taken care of.
They took my baby away because my ex-boyfriend is an abuser and I'm not with him anymore, so I want my baby back.
But the child hasn't been living with you. The child has been living with him.
Yeah, because of my ex, and I'm not with my ex anymore.
Yeah, so no, it doesn't work like that. He would literally have to have given you the child back. And then you come in here, after you've been having the child for some time, then you come in here and say, Judge, I want this to be changed.
This is the turning point. She tries to negotiate with the judge. Give me my child back, then I'll come for child support. That's not how the system works. Judges don't hand out custody like a trial run. You have to prove readiness, consistency, and best interest of the child first. And at this moment, she hasn't proven any of that.
I've been having the child this entire time. I want him to pay child support. That would be a little bit more reasonable. But what you're asking for today is very unreasonable.
Okay, well, give me my baby back, and then I'll come back in a while and ask for child support.
Well, I can't give you because I never took your baby. Okay? Actually, nobody really took your baby. You lost your baby for your own negligence with your ex-boyfriend. That has nothing to do with me. Okay? Now, fill me in over here. The baby was placed with you after the boyfriend hit the baby.
Yep.
And he's been living with you ever since then.
Yep.
You've been taking care of him.
Mm-hmm.
You pay for everything for the child.
Everything.
What does she do?
Now listen closely. The father confirms he's been doing everything, raising the child, paying expenses, providing stability. Meanwhile, she only has visitation. That changes everything legally, because in court, actions speak louder than claims. And right now, his actions are building a strong case, while hers are raising more questions.
I visit.
She visits unsupervised.
Okay, congratulations. Financially, what does she do?
Financially?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Oh, that's what I figured. Okay, I see what's going on. Yeah, and I'm not about to play this game with you. You're the one that's going to pay him child support today.
What?
Yeah, you are.
He makes like 3 times as much money as I do. I have to give him my money.
And here it is, the moment nobody saw coming. The judge flips the entire case. Instead of him paying child support, SHE is ordered to pay. This is a classic courtroom reversal. Because child support isn't about gender, it's about responsibility. Whoever has the child gets support. And now the reality hits her all at once.
It's for the child, so yes, you do. You do. But the good thing is, it's based on your income. You'll get credit for the other child that you just 8-month-old. You'll get credit for that child. But yes, you are going to pay him child support. That's just the right thing to do. It's one child between the two of you, okay? And health insurance, I'm assuming you pay it.
Yes.
How much is it?
$66 a month.
Look at her reaction. Shock, disbelief. She keeps repeating how he earns more money. But here's the legal truth. Income doesn't decide who pays, custody does. Even if one parent earns more, the other parent still contributes financially if they don't have primary custody. That's the law working exactly as intended.
$66.
I get it through my
Okay.
employer, so.
Huh?
I get it through my employer.
Okay, gotcha. And how much do you make a year?
$38,000.
So I have your gross coming out to $3,200. That brings your net to $2,648.01. Giving you credit for the other child that you have. Your child support obligation comes out to...
Now, the judge breaks down the numbers, and this part is important. The calculation includes her income, credits for her other child, and shared expenses like health insurance. This isn't random. It's structured, formula-based. So when the final number comes out, it's not punishment, it's a standardized obligation.
$423.69 plus the $66 you're going to reimburse him for health insurance every month. So 66 added to $463.69 is $489.69.
$489.69.
Did you need me to repeat it?
I'm asking you, $489. I have to give him almost $500 a month.
Yeah, that's how it works.
And here's a reality check. She finally admits it. She didn't really understand how child support works. She came in expecting to receive money, but instead walked out owing it. That moment right there, that's where expectation meets reality. And it hits hard.
Did you really think that I was going to have him pay you child support?
No, I just wanted my baby.
Oh, okay. So first answer was no. So then you understand exactly why you have to pay child support. Is there anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Nope.
Okay. You all are dismissed.
This case flipped completely. A mother came in asking for custody and money, but walked out with neither. The judge focused on one thing only, what's best for the child, and who's actually been showing up. So now I want to ask you, did the judge get this right, or should the outcome have been different? If this case stunned you too, drop your take in the comments, hit like, and subscribe for more courtroom drama like this.
You all may be seated. Mr. Malkovich, am I saying it correct?
Yes.
Okay, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Where do I start?
At the beginning.
Okay. Well, cut to the election. The Great White Hope gets elected. I thought our household would be happy about it.
All right, guys, this one starts messy and only gets worse. You've got a father raising 2 young kids alone, accusing the mother of addiction, abandonment, and chaos. But here's the twist. He's not just asking for help. He's demanding control. And as this unfolds, you'll see it's not just about child support. It's about anger, resentment, and who really deserves to be heard in this courtroom.
I find out I'm married to a libtard, and she starts going off the handle, and eventually she's just partying and doing all this nonsense and gets on H, smack, like a loser, and goes off the rails, leaves me. We got 2 kids, 2 and 5-year-olds.
Right here, the judge immediately cuts through the noise. Notice how she redirects the conversation away from insults and into facts. That's key in family court. Emotions don't win cases, evidence does. But the father keeps slipping back into personal attacks, and that's already hurting his credibility. The question is he here for justice or just revenge?
And just leaves me to take care of these kids. So okay, I'm like, okay, fine.
Okay, so now we're getting into the important part of your story.
What do you mean? I'm giving you backstory. Isn't that what you're here? Don't you need context?
Yeah, but all of the name calling and
Name calling?
jabs,
I'm just telling you. I'm giving you. This idiot needs to go to.
Okay, you refer.
Now, this is interesting. The mother actually went to rehab, spent serious money, and tried to rebuild her life. Legally, that matters a lot. Courts favor rehabilitation, not punishment. But the father isn't acknowledging that progress at all. So ask yourself, should past mistakes define someone forever? Or does change actually count in court?
To her by her name. What is your name?
Martha.
You will refer to her as Martha.
Martha.
Okay? She will not be a liberal
problem,
whatever you said, and
I
an idiot.
took her to rehab, which cost $20,000.
Okay.
That was all of our savings, all of our money. Supposed to be the kids' college fund, but
This moment reveals the real tension. The father admits he allows visitation, but only on his terms. That's a huge red flag. Courts don't like when one parent tries to control access like that. And now he's asking for money on top of it. So the judge is likely thinking, are you supporting the kids or controlling the situation?
I figure the kids aren't going to go to college if they have a mom on heroin. pretty bad example. So let's get it
But
situated.
she got the help, right?
Yeah, she got the help.
Okay, so
she
that's
joined
what's
the cult.
important.
She drank the Kool-Aid. She stayed longer than her stint. Met some guy named, what's his name? Paul. Met Paul. You know, the globe-trotting Paul. What was Paul into, huh? Meth? Whatever. They're clean and sober together. She comes back, you know, after spending an extra
Mr. Malkovich, excuse me.
Yes, I mean.
Did you come here to waste my time? What is it that you want me to do?
Oh, okay. She's now got her life together. Her and Paul got a little apartment.
Here's the turning point. The judge clearly explains the law. If the children live with him, the mother may owe child support. Simple, straight, no drama. But watch his reaction. Instead of focusing on the legal win, he keeps attacking her personally. And that's where his case starts slipping out of his hands.
I let her see the kids every now and then, you know, make sure that, you know, I'd leave them unsupervised sometimes. Not to mention, then when I do that, she's on Instagram with these weird friends, they're rehab people, introducing them to our kids. But anyway, I want money. She works now. She works out. Like she didn't even work out when we were dating. Now she's gonna keep it tight for Paul.
So you're mad about that?
Yeah, who wouldn't be? I spent all my money in just to fund a heroin addiction, and now she comes back and she's all, Joey got his life together, and I'm like, well, okay, you know, I'm a good guy about it. She can see the kids, take them to Brahms, all that kind of nonsense, but...
Now the mother speaks, and her tone completely shifts the energy in the room. She's calm, takes accountability, and even agrees to pay support. That's powerful. In court, humility goes a long way. Compare that to the father's aggression, and you can already feel who the judge is starting to lean toward.
You know, if she's gonna participate in their lives, I need a little bit of cash.
Ma'am, I just want to see my babies.
I was just getting ready to cut him off and move to you. Martha, you just want to see your children?
Yes, please.
Okay, and do the children live with him? That's a yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the way that it works is, if the children live with him, you are supposed to be paying him some sort of money for the kids. I mean, even though he's a little...
The judge starts questioning the father's behavior, and this is critical. When a judge challenges you instead of the other party, that's a warning sign. She's testing his stability, his attitude, even his credibility. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about money, it's about what's best for the kids.
You know, out there, he still is entitled to receive child support for the support of the children.
I don't mind that. I don't make very much, but I would really just
She's a waitress at Denny's.
Excuse me.
I'm just telling you.
Excuse me. Did she cut you off while you were giving that elaborate story?
I mean, she hardly knows how to speak English. How's she gonna cut me off?
No. Did she cut you off?
No.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Now, Martha, how much money do you make?
$26,000 with tips.
And here it is. The mother asks for unsupervised visits. That's a big legal step. It means she wants full trust restored. Courts usually allow this if there's proof of recovery and stability. But the father immediately jumps to worst-case scenarios: fear, danger, chaos. So now the judge has to decide, are those real concerns or exaggerated control?
A year.
You're laughing at that, but you're in this courtroom asking for her to pay you child support.
It's either that or just leave me and the kids and let us live our lives and just stay out. You know, they don't need an addict as a mother to be constantly.
Do you want me to help you get child support? Because if not, we can stop this today.
Yes.
And
sorry.
You can come back another day when you're.
Miss another day of work. Some of us make more than 26 grand a
year. You didn't take anything before you came in this courtroom today, did you?
Take anything? What do you mean?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure. You seem a little jittery.
Well, I'm a little.
This is where things escalate fast. The father starts painting extreme situations, almost hypothetical disasters. But here's the problem. Courts deal in facts, not fears. And when arguments become exaggerated like this, they lose weight. You can feel the judge getting frustrated, and that's never a good place to be.
My kids' lives are on the line. I'm a little nervous.
Well, they're not really on the line if she got it together. And she says she wants to see the kids. And I think you should allow her to see the kids.
Okay, I do let her see it. She can give.
Yeah, but you do not have to demean her while doing so.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
I know that he's right. I did have a hard time about a year ago. Like I said, I'm at a really, or like he said, I am seeing somebody else who I think is very good for me.
Okay.
Mainly, I would just like if.
And just like that, everything collapses. The cigarette moment? That's not just disrespect, it's courtroom suicide. Judges expect basic discipline and respect. The second you break that, your entire case loses seriousness. One bad move, and months of argument just disappear.
I don't mind paying whatever child support, but if we could work unsupervised visits into the agreement, I would really appreciate that. I just don't want to see him anymore.
I think she should have some unsupervised access, considering
like-
that she's gotten hurt.
Well, how does that work? I mean, because who decides that? Like, can the first one be with another third party that comes?
I don't think that's necessary.
You're suggesting that I leave my children alone with her, right? Like, she can go to a park and there's some dude peddling H, and then all of a sudden she's passed out and one of my kids is getting hit by a car. Like,
Okay,
it's
I'm going to stop you right there.
unfathomable.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Yeah.
And this is what we're going to do.
What are we gonna do?
Now the judge shuts it down completely. She doesn't even rule. She resets the case. That means no decision, no support order, nothing. Why? Because his behavior made it impossible to proceed. This is a perfect example of how attitude alone can destroy your own case, even if you had a valid argument.
What you're going to do, first of all, is get your foot. What are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm listening to you go
you
on.
have a cigarette in your mouth. There is no smoking in this.
Why would you be smoking in there?
No, there
Why,
is
you
no
want
smoking. Wait, bailiff, before he leaves, I need you to know this. We're going to because obviously you have a lot going on. So when you're ready to conduct yourself in a way that's appropriate for this courtroom, then you come back and ask me for some relief.
So you want me to come back
No,
and
what
miss
I want
another
you
day
to
at
do,
work?
what I want you to do is be quiet, listen to what I said, and get out of my courtroom.
This is a kangaroo court.
Well, thank
This is
you.
absurd!
This is what we're going to do, Martha. We are going to reset your case to a later date. Just make sure when you come back, you have your financial documents with you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, if there's nothing further, you're dismissed.
And just like that, what started as a child support case turned into a complete meltdown. The mother showed growth, the father showed anger, and the judge refused to reward chaos. No ruling, just a reset. So what do you think? Did he ruin his own case? If this stunned you too, drop your take in the comments, hit like, and subscribe for more courtroom drama like this.
Okay, is it Miss or Mrs.?
Miss.
Miss Mercy, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Yes, so my baby daddy is just not doing his part, taking care of our twins. It's been 2 years and it's just getting really hard doing it by myself and trying to maintain my career.
All right, guys, this one's gonna hit different. A single mother walks into court, raising twins alone for 2 years, while the father is out there living his best life, posting money online, and ignoring his responsibilities. But here's the twist. What she thinks he earns, and what she can actually prove, are two very different things. And that right there, that's where this case turns real.
And everything as well.
You said twins. Are these boys, girls?
A boy and a girl, Rolls and Royce.
Okay, like the car?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the boy's name?
He's Rolls.
Rolls, okay. Let's make sure I get it. And Royce is the girl. Okay. Royce is actually a cute name for a girl.
I like it.
Never thought about that.
When I looked at her, she just looked like a Royce to me.
Okay, all right. All right, so he's not contributing, he's not involved. Tell me the backstory, like how did the two of you get together?
Yeah, so.
Right away, you can feel the pressure on her. 2 kids, no support, and try and maintain a career. That's not just stressful, that's overwhelming. But notice what the judge is doing here. She's not rushing. She's building the timeline. Because in family court, emotions matter, but facts decide everything.
I was actually at an after party for a concert, and he was a performing artist, and a couple drinks, and I became more social and decided to express my flirtations on him, and then one thing led to the next.
Okay, keep going.
Got
Lead
2
with that.
beautiful kids. He's a rapper, a local rapper though, so he's still building his career.
Now this backstory is important. a party, a rapper, a casual connection, and now 2 children are involved. This is where things get real, because what started as something temporary turned into a lifelong responsibility. Question is, did he ever plan to step up? Or was this always going to fall on her?
He also does like some hustling on the side as well, so
Okay.
I want a piece of that as well because he makes a good living doing that.
All right, when you say hustling, like that could be anything. Does he cut hair?
Well, I Googled a few things of like kind of what he does. So he goes to the grocery store and purchases like a lot of the same type of items. Typically like there's a lot of baking soda involved.
Okay.
And
So he's a baker.
Okay, now we're getting into dangerous territory. She says he's hustling, mentions baking soda, and the judge immediately picks up on it. This isn't just about child support anymore. This is about credibility. Because if income is coming from illegal activity, proving it in court becomes almost impossible.
I would say so, yeah, he bakes.
Okay.
He's pretty popular around the community too.
Okay, so he's active in the community.
Mm-hmm.
All right, all right. Is this
His
a
pastries
nonprofit?
are like off the shelf. He's always selling out of his.
Oh, okay. All right. Continue.
Yeah, so he's disrespectful, first of all, because I saw him a couple ago with another chick up the block, and he's not even taking care of his kids, but he has time to wine and dine her and all of this. And all I'm asking is that he just does his part for Rolls and Royce.
All right.
And here's where the emotion explodes. She sees him with another woman, spending money, living comfortably, while she's struggling. That frustration, completely real. But in court, feelings don't equal evidence. And that's the gap she's about to run into.
Does he have any other children outside of Rolls and Royce?
He does.
Okay, how many other children?
I found out about them after the fact, but he does.
Okay, and how old are Rolls and Royce? I don't think I asked you that.
They're 2 years old.
2, all right. And these other children, are they older, younger?
Both. He's got 2 older and 1 younger.
2 older, 1 younger. So a total of 3 outside of Rolls and Royce.
Correct.
When was the last time you seen him?
Oh, I saw him a couple weeks ago when he was with old girl.
Okay.
Now this is huge, 5 children total. That instantly changes the math. Because child support isn't just about your kids, it's about all of them. The more dependents he has, the more divided his income becomes. And just like that, expectations start to drop.
Did you have him served at that time? Because I do see a return here where he was served.
He was served a week prior to that.
Okay, all right. Did you all discuss anything about whether or not he was coming to court? I mean, not that you had to, but
when I saw them, I tried to approach them, but it didn't, we didn't really get to discuss much about the court case.
When you approached them, what did they look like?
It wasn't anything bad. I just saw them out, so I walked up to them. I saw the girl sitting there, and she had a cute little bag, so I commented on her bag. And then she took it as a petty remark. So we got
Were
into
you
it.
being petty?
The bag was cute.
This confrontation outside court? Yeah, that didn't help her case. Instead of getting clarity, it turned into an argument. And now, the father isn't even here. That empty chair, that speaks louder than anything else in the room.
It was a Telfar bag.
What did you say?
Cute. I was like, oh, this little bag is cute.
Oh, you put little in there.
It was the little, they have 3 different sizes, so it was actually the little bag.
Oh, okay, because adding little in front of something could come off as petty.
But if she had the medium bag, I would have probably said, oh, this medium bag.
Okay, continue with the story.
So yeah, she didn't like what I had to say, so we got into a heated argument. So needless to say, I didn't even really get to have a conversation with my baby daddy, so I'm not sure why he's not here, but I do know.
Okay, all right, so did you want me to look at that?
Yes.
What you did on the Google search?
Yes, please.
All right, now she brings receipts, Google searches, Instagram posts, lifestyle clues. And honestly, this is what most people do. They see someone flexing online and assume that's real income. But here's the problem. Social media is not proof. It's perception.
I've already got it opened up to the page.
Thank you. Okay, it's a lot in here. And I appreciate you being prepared and you have it all tabbed and everything for me. Oh, okay. It's quite a bit in here. So, baking, we'll just say baking. How much do you think he makes on a monthly basis?
I'd love to find out because I keep hearing different answers, and according to him, he's always broke. According to him, he doesn't break even. He's always owing money, and but I know that to be a lie because he's wine and dining.
Did you catch that? She estimates he's making $20K weekly. That's a massive claim. But the judge immediately slows it down. Because in court, you can't build numbers off assumptions. You need consistent, traceable, provable income, not vibes.
This woman. So I would maybe suspect upwards.
In what amounts? Because all you provided me were things that you pulled off of Google. It's not necessarily anything scholarly, not anything that is grounded in fact or even law. It's just things you pulled off Google, and I see there are some pictures from an Instagram page.
So I would assume about $20K weekly is what he brings in.
All right.
Just based on, all of the stunting on the gram.
Okay. So he's one of those. He's on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. You said he makes about how much from his regular job?
$60K.
$60K. All right. So here's the thing. Yes, in some circumstances, you can order that people pay child support based on what you believe.
And here comes the legal reality check. The judge explains it clearly. You can't order child support based on what someone appears to make online. It has to be backed by real evidence. This is where most cases fall apart, right here.
Is what they're making. However, the issue here is that you're basing it on an assumption.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't make someone pay child support based on an assumption.
Even if his caption says, how much money he's got?
Well, and here's the thing about these captions, and that's why I said, is he one of those? Because people stunt and put certain things on social media. That doesn't necessarily mean that's what it is. Like he said here, just made, what is that? Is that a random one-time thing? Is that something that he's doing weekly? You really can't tell just by looking at these posts. Says it for that one caption. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
If you had something to show me that was more concrete on a consistent basis, maybe.
Even though they're date stamped? Because it's every 3 or 4 days.
I see what you're saying. However, it's not very concrete to just say that that's what he's doing all the time. It's clear that he has a lot going on.
Except taking care of these kids.
Well, I didn't say that. Those are your words. It's clear he has a lot going on, but that one caption is the only one that I'm seeing that says any mention of an actual dollar amount.
Okay.
Now the ruling direction becomes clear. Yes, he will pay child support, but not based on speculation, only on verified income. And this is important. The door is still open. If she brings real proof later, the amount can increase. That's strategy right there.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, he was served to be here today. So he knows he was supposed to be here. So we can go ahead and place him on child support to ensure that you do start receiving some child support for the children.
Okay.
But the additional amount, do that unless you come back and say, he's making this much more and you actually get something a little bit more concrete.
Okay.
Okay, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Health insurance, who carries the children on health insurance?
I do.
Okay, how much is your health? Is that for both children or just?
Mm-hmm, for both.
Are you included in that?
No.
Okay, $150, all right. And you said he has 5 children total.
Correct.
All right, so we're gonna base that off of 15%. Do you know if he has access to private health insurance?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well, if he does, the reason I ask, because if he does, then he can decide after he gets this paperwork today that he wants to come back to court and show the court proof of his actual income, proof of health insurance, and try to get it cheaper.
Yeah, he's not doing all that.
He might.
Bothered to show up today.
Well, he didn't. I mean, obviously, I'm looking at an empty chair, but you'll be surprised. Some people do come back, especially when you start speaking about money. Okay? So, giving him credit for the other 3 children that he has, his child support would be based on 15% of his income. You understand what I mean by that?
Yes.
Okay. So, do you have any questions about that?
So in the end, the court locks in about $768 per month, based on what can actually be proven. Not what's seen on Instagram, not what's assumed, but what's real. And that's the lesson here. In court, truth isn't what you feel, it's what you can prove. Now, I want to know, do you think she deserved more? Or did the judge get it exactly right? Drop your take below, hit like, and subscribe for more courtroom drama like this.